right, there we go. My goodness.
I don't know what dance to do. Okay, hi everyone out there. Thank you for being here. This is our third live studio chat here with Terrence and Katie and special guest. Now, before we get to special guest, who's the most important? Hi guys, hi fans. We're coming at you live with our special ugly Christmas sweater.
Yes. Can you see?
I don't.
Get up in there.
They can see the antlers.
Okay,
there we go.
So.
First of all, they both look adorable. I think I'm the only one with the word ugly. Like let's just call that what it is.
This is not great.
That's true.
Bought this because I didn't
But Terrence is very
want to
cute.
spend money on an actual ugly sweater.
You're a reindeer.
Rude.
So, really quick, one more time, we have Terrence Johnson, our fabulous social media coordinator
Hello.
here at Studio School. He's amazeballs. I'm Katie Northlick. I'm a development specialist for high schools here, as well as, what else? I teach. You know, I do everything. I'm charming.
Everything.
And ladies and gentlemen, our special guest today at our live studio chat is Miss Lorene Chesley.
Yay! Hey guys!
She is one of our Studio School's premier acting faculty.
Fancy.
She's very fancy. She's also a working actor as well as a voiceover artist.
Yeah.
She has projects she has going on. She wants to pitch a little bit. We want her to pitch toward the end of the cast.
Yeah.
But she's here to answer any questions. By the way, for any of you out there. She's very busy. We don't have her all the time in terms of auditioning, working actor here in Los Angeles, being in showbiz, baby, right? She has it. She also teaches branding, social media, etc. So, like, I need her help, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, thank you for being here, Lo.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. This is very exciting. I get to be with these two loves. Ugly sweater, holiday times. We are up in this jizzone. I'm just going to do shoulder bounces because...
All we're going to do is shoulder bounces the whole...
Yeah.
Does anybody have a question about shoulder bounce? So, Lo, why don't you tell us, and if we only have, guys, as we always do, only 30 minutes max. We never have enough time for this. So any questions you have, get them in before 30 minutes for Miss Lorene Chesley. Hi, everybody. Hi, guys.
So cool. I love this.
So, again, working actress, voiceover artist, Lorene Chesley is here. She's one of our staff here at Studio School. Ask any questions about showbiz if you have them. Okay, Lo, how did you get into essentially this business? That's a huge question, but if you could just take us through sort of when you knew actually you wanted to do it professionally versus...
I can do it in a nutshell.
Do it, girl.
Okay, I'm excited.
So, I got to play the evil stepmother in Cinderella when I was like in 5th grade. I started off as a dancer, ballet, tap, and all that jazz, which was awesome. And then I found when I played that evil stepmother, let me tell you something, that lit a fire. And so I was like, ooh, I like playing the villain. That's dope. And I was like, oh, I really like this. And then from then on, like I told my family, they put me in everything, and it just kind of progressed. And by the time it was like college, and they, because I wanted to just go to LA and I was like, I'm just gonna go to LA and be a star.
Right, of course.
And my family was like, skirt, no, you're not. What you about to do is get a college degree. And I am glad they made me do that because I know now I have all the tools. So, you know what I mean? That's what I think.
Absolutely.
I think that's what's kind of great. I wish I had something like Studio School, honestly, because you're able to blend, like LA, all the professional, and you get all the technical stuff, which is what I love.
Absolutely.
So, I majored in that in college, and then I was like, I need to delve deeper. So I went to grad school for it, and I loved it. I had the time of my life, but I knew very early on, I was like, oh, I want to do this. I was like, I love this.
Wow.
I don't care about staying late, getting notes. I want to do it.
Wow.
So I did
That's
it.
great.
And you're doing it.
Yes.
I'm doing it.
How long have you been in LA?
I've been in LA for 8 years, and technically I've been in California for like over 10 because I went to grad school in San Diego. So
Wow. And what would you say is any sort of very general tips tips, right? That's so broad, but as a working actor, that you sort of think that maybe those out there that are at the beginning of their careers, they don't know much yet about this big wide world of Hollywood and show business, and that's what we do a lot here at Studio School. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah,
because
it's
all
great.
of the staff and faculty were working in the business.
Yeah.
But anything you think that, like, man, I don't think people know this, or there's a couple of things that, like, you should know if this is for you.
The power of no is
Ooh.
amazing. You don't have to say yes to everything. You don't have to say yes to anything. You always have the option to say no. I think there are three major tips I would say. Always keep working on your craft. You are a continual student. Go after and make your own content. This is definitely kind of a world and an industry now that is like you're a go-getter. You're your own CEO, and do things that you're passionate about and saying no. I've said no to things, and they have been projects that I'm sure would have paid a handsome amount, but I didn't believe it was right for me or my spirit, or I didn't think it was going to be a good working environment. And so you have to protect all of that. We're so eager to say, like, I can do anything, and you don't have to be.
That's right.
You get the option. I think that's what's great, is that you are your own person, and you want to be the artist that you want to be. And, take things that you think are going to enhance you. If they are going to build, you know what I mean? If they're going to build your resume in a really great way, just don't take any other type of like job. But yes, are you going to need experience? Yes. Are you going to have to do things and projects with people? I think that's why, again, I really like studio school, because everybody's of the same collaborative mindset. They're like, oh, I want to make good content. I want to do this. You can practice it here. Fail big. That's the other thing. Fail big.
I love that.
Go for it.
I love that.
I have sort of a question to that. Is like how are you able to find that balance from, you see superstar actors and it's like, oh, I just decided, whatever I wanted to do, whatever I could do this role. But like for people who are coming up in the industry, needing that experience, needing the resume, but also wanting to stay true to themselves as artists and as people. Like what are some of the thoughts that you have when you're looking at a role?
Great question. I love great writing. So I think a script, if it has an amazing script, yes. If it's got an awesome like director attached to it, for sure, I think yes. And I think the other thing is you will naturally build a network the more you continue to put yourself out there. Obviously, you know what I mean? So as you kind of build and as you kind of grow, you surround yourself with people. You make sure that you surround yourself with like-minded people that you enjoy and appreciate their work, because you never know, that next person might be Spike Lee who's next to you. I always tell all of my students, you have no idea what things happen. You're in LA, you organically meet people, you're in the industry. So it's 100%. Like, but I think it's, you get to be, I like to be choosy about that, but a script is really huge for me. Or if there's like, their bucket list of like roles I want to play. I'm like,
absolutely.
I have a couple little checklists. Like, the show that I just did this year, Smart People at Arena Stage, was incredible. Valerie Johnston was one of the most liberating characters that I never knew I needed to play. I love Lydia Diamond's work. I've done her work before in smaller theaters. And I also knew that the director was going to be so blank. So I was like, oh yeah, we're doing it.
Wow, what a great challenge though. That's
it
so what it's a part of. Let me ask you, hey guys, thanks for joining. And any questions, you guys? We only have Lorene for a little bit here about the business, working as an actor in LA. She's one of our premier faculty here at Studio. Is that a question?
It's
Shut up.
This is always the awkward part of the conversation where I'm just like, so let me put my face
you guys,
in the.
I don't know how to read anything online.
It's very hard to read
FYI.
sideways. A student, somebody's mentioning that they're supposed to be attending in a couple of years, so they're excited.
Yay!
Yeah. We'll be excited to have you. When
We
you get
are
here.
excited.
Yeah.
You will have me.
Well, she might book a show before then, though.
That's true.
Yes, that's true.
I'm just saying.
That's true.
Right?
But that doesn't mean I'm going to come back and teach a master class.
Yeah, because you just went. Yeah, you just did a show and then you came back.
I did, yeah. That's
is
what I love about it. It's great here. It's like, they let me.
The staff comes, we go.
Yeah.
It's what it's about. We foster that. That's what we talk about, is getting the work. So speaking of getting work, I think, a lot of times, right, guys, we have big dreams and we think of red carpet or we think of working and we go, oh gosh, the distance between here and there. We know by living in Los Angeles, a big part of our stuff and career is confidence.
Yes.
Right? And I would say Lo is so beautifully original, especially in her confidence and sort of like, I got this. So can you speak, were you born that way? Is it a thing
Yes.
you have to? See?
It is in the DNA.
It's in the DNA.
Hello, James Chesley is my father, and
Yeah.
that runs deep.
Oh.
He's
Okay.
like a confident, caring, like really loving man, and my mother is very confident too.
That's awesome.
But I think the pizzazz and stuff comes from Papa
Mm-hmm.
Ches.
So
Papa
dealing,
Ches.
so dealing with rejection in this business. Then,
Oh, yeah, that's the worst.
So how have you developed sort of a thick skin? Because we quite frankly, the rumor is true. You do need tenacity and a thick skin to
Yeah.
do this. You
Yes,
just do.
Katie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Snap,
So
snap,
how
snap,
do
snap.
how do you do that? Terrence, have you ever questioned
My mother was great. Mama is like Mama Pope. Like Phyllis, love her, ride or die. I didn't get a role my freshman year at Temple. And I was like devastated.
Oh,
It was,
yeah.
I thought I was gonna be playing Vera, 7 guitars. Lord. And I saw that cast list and I was like, I'm not on here.
Yeah.
And I like went a whine and she said, don't you want to go to LA and be like in Hollywood and be a star? She said, yeah, rejection comes with it. She snapped me out of that so
Whoa.
quickly. She was like, girl.
And you were young too.
I mean, yeah. I was like, but.
Right. Where's mine? Where's mine?
I was like, I was so good in high school. What happened? She was like, yeah, girl, real world. Like and so when I had that mindset of like, yeah, no is a part of what happens. And then you just kind of, what sucks is that they never tell you a lot of times. You don't hear.
It's so true.
So you're like, oh, but maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's so true.
No.
It's so true. You have to sort of roll with the unknown
gotta roll.
a lot.
Yeah.
And
Good, Katie.
well, thanks, you guys. I'm
Roll,
sorry.
roll with that unknown.
You got to roll with the unknown.
Roll
Yeah.
with the
Terrence,
unknown.
anything you saw along the way?
No more. We didn't have any. I haven't had any additional questions.
I know that I will
But
have the.
have-
Yes, we're gonna. There's
I
somebody
have
says, I know I'll have the opportunity to go far and have a lot of confidence.
Yes.
Yes, you will.
Yes, you will.
So
You
my-
will.
my
Especially if you wear a
question-
sweater. Yes.
My
go.
question is, it's sort of in line with this, is like I'm always fascinated by the actor's ability to go into a room, have the confidence that you can book anything, but then to often be told no
Yeah.
and have to continue on
Yeah.
knowing that you have the confidence to book anything. So like,
Yeah.
this might go into sort of audition preparation or some, tips for our future actors is like, what's the balance like, or like, how do you go into those rooms, know you can do it, but also have the ability to pick yourself back
Yep.
up, yeah.
Good. A good network, I think, is great. Like, it's good to have amazing people around you. My brother is one of my best friends, so for sure. Like, I'll come home sometimes like, darn it. But also, I have a strong faith. Like, I believe in like God and Christ rules my life, and so I believe holding on to my faith and like what's meant for me is going to be for me. You know what I mean? Like nobody can do what I can do. Nobody can do what you can do. Nobody can do what you can do if you're an actor, Terrence.
Yeah.
A writer.
You know what I mean? He's a writer, so you can write me
Yeah.
some roles. Thanks.
I'll try.
You will. There's no trying. We will. But you have to have. But I have. My faith has gotten me through so much.
Yeah,
And like
in this business.
yeah, absolutely. I feel like you have to have a stronghold. Whether it's other people around you that can ground you as a circle, but you have to have something that you can really focus on and say, okay, all right, like let's get up and do it again. And honestly, it just after a while, it's kind of like a machine. You just kind of keep going and doing and doing and doing and doing. Especially if it's something. Now, if it gets to a point you don't like doing it, and you don't love. And it's something that is so draining, then I would think about, let's check that out because it is a
100%.
part of the job.
100%.
You have to accept that. So if it's a part of the job and you're really despising it and you really can't get over it, then think about that.
You gotta check.
You gotta check that because it's just a part of life.
Yeah, that's such a great way to put it. Your background too, so you have your master's in acting, and before that you have an undergraduate degree, and so out here in LA, I know that you go out of town. Lorene books plays regionally at really big houses. It's really exciting. You sort of as an actor, this equal footing of both theater as well as film and television, which we do a lot here at Studio. What would you say are the beautiful gifts you've gotten from both as you continue on in your career and sort of like, I know I'm good at this because of that, and I know I'm good at this because of that. You know?
That's so good.
Thanks.
Katie has some great
Yes.
questions.
It's the hat.
It is the hat.
It's a magic hat.
It is. Theater is like home base for me because I started in that. So I feel like it's just, It's like, I've been doing it for so long. And film and television is a completely different thing for me. And so the more and more I get to be on set, the more comfortable I am, And it's also about just knowing the vocabulary. You know what I mean? Who do you have to go to? Like, if you have questions. I know exactly who I go to in the theater. And it took me a little second when I first got on. I think my first gig was Shameless.
Woohoo!
And I was like, and even though I'd done student films and stuff, it's there's Video Village, you know what I mean? I was just like, deer in headlights, and I was like, who do I talk to if I need this? But they were so nice. They were so great. And it was quick, you know what I mean? But I had a ball. And the more you kind of get to do it, it's really, I think, another part of that muscle. So I think what's good about studio school is that it prepares you. You know the terminology. Like, you have to know that in your fundamentals class. You get to know what the DP is, who the DP is, and there's a whole list of things.
Absolutely.
And so I think that prepares you and makes you feel grounded. So that is a key thing. And there was another part of your question.
Well, actually, you sort of answered both, sort of what you've taken from both or learned about both, sort of, and what you have to deal with both on a, because they are two mediums in the same medium.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, everything is grounded. In terms of acting, I think everything is ultimately grounded in truth. It's how you communicate it. I mean, the camera's like right here or right there or wherever, and then on a stage, typically you're projecting to, 4,000 people or however far away. If it's a black box, if it's going to be a proscenium, whatever, you just have to kind of accommodate.
That's beautiful.
What was one of the, I guess, a tip for, because, we might have a lot of high schoolers.
Yeah.
Listening as they're watching as well.
They're doing both. You're doing both.
How does this work?
We're not on a podcast. But a lot of them come from theater programs, and then they come to an acting school, and those mediums are so different. And so what is one thing that I guess you realized the trends, what was the first tip that you learned that was going from theater to film, being okay, as a film or TV person, this is what I have to do as an actor.
Oh gosh, many things. Many things.
Oh yeah.
They're different. The main thing because I know me, I am an over-the-top person in my life, and that translates very well into theater, and sometimes I just have to, I hate to say scale it back, but in a certain way I don't need to project all the way out over there. I don't have to do all that. I can talk to you regularly. And really, I have to tone myself a little bit down because I talk very loud and boisterous in my regular, my regular level. And because I have a lower register and timbre is it's already a little more boisterous. So I always am very conscious of what the room is. And I literally have to just focus on having that laser-like energy and being just, it's not even more natural. I don't think that's the best word, but I think you have to really tailor your performance to what the medium is. And specifically for TV and film, you're talking, we're talking right here. And frankly, let me tell you something. I can't even sometimes hear half of those people when I was doing scenes with them. They'd be like,
It'd be so quiet.
I was like, what's going on? I need to hear my cue line.
It's such a different medium.
It's a very different medium, and it's and everybody and styles are different, and that was the main thing, was really tailoring and scaling down for me.
Fitting your larger than lifeness and keep still being that's who I am, but just for this.
But just navigating into a laser focus. Yeah.
What do you, hi you guys. Hi, hey Katie, miss you guys.
Ah, Katie.
What's up?
I'm trying to see who.
Oh, it's Daniela.
Woo! I love Daniela.
Hi.
Jeez. Thank you. I love.
Hey, Sponge Boy. Hey. Question for Lorene here at studio. What do you teach, I would say, the most or consistently right now here at studio in terms of our offerings in the program? And, what's really exciting that are sort of in the classrooms maybe right now? I know. Yeah. It's a loaded question.
It is, no. Well, there are...
I will.
You read that.
While she answers. Terrence has better eyes. I'm older than he is.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think we have amazing. I mean, I was teaching a lot of speech and the first couple years, and then I'm teaching freshman seminar this semester, a morning warm-up class.
Cool.
And... Those are the main. And then I was teaching in the summertime. I teach a lot of branding and workshops.
That's right.
Which I got to pop into your.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
And I have a question for you on the branding. You want me to see it?
No, I got it. It's just
There,
it's
but I've
got
always had a
it.
passion
She
for it,
got
really
it.
wanted to become more well-rounded
Alright,
with everything.
forget it.
There are some things that I should work on. Can you read it, Terrence?
Terrence,
I
We're
got
getting
the-
to your question there,
Yes,
Chris J.
Chris.
We got you.
Oh yeah, that is. I thought it said Chris Lee. Chris J _98 said that I've recently just gotten into theater, but I've always had a passion for it. I really want to become more well-rounded
Cool.
with everything. What are some things that I should work on as an upcoming performer / actor?
Ooh,
To
I love
sort of
it.
in everything.
Yeah.
And everything. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
we love you.
Theater is a great home base.
Uh-huh.
I would say do all types of physicality, some sort of physical movement to go so that you are a physical actor.
Yeah.
Speech and breath is great, and a fundamentals of acting class for theater. I think
Beautiful.
those are 3 big things you can do, because you want to make sure that you're, that your mind, that you know how to like do script analysis and text analysis, which is great. And then you want to make sure that you are physical, so that I always want my students to be from the tippy top to the bottom. I want you to be a fully realized, fully, moving character and a vessel for, your acting. And then, I always think I'm just partial to speech and breath and all of that, because I think it'll help.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. I mean, that's certainly inside out, isn't it? As training, the body and the voice that's what we have. We're just communicating with our voice right now, and the body comes with it. And
Yeah.
so as an actor, whether you are on a stage, as Lo said, with 4,000 people, or you are on camera right here, we all have to be confident with this thing being our paintbrush, I think.
I love that.
I'm really
I
smart, you
have a-
guys.
So going along with that, I'm really interested as somebody who's directed before. The director-actor relationship is different than the actor-to-actor one, and oftentimes you have to act with people who are doing different styles of acting than yourself. So like, just in like you might be, I think about this Streetcar Named Desire is one of my favorite films, and it's like you've got Vivian Lee who's doing, performance sort of gesture, theater-based stuff, and Marlon Brando is doing method acting.
Yeah.
But like they have to act in the same
Together.
scene
Yes,
together. And
that's
so
right.
how, as an actor, do you go into a scene and then you're working with somebody who maybe has a different style? Like how do you like relate to that?
Actually, that's an amazing question, Terrence.
Good job,
And,
Terrence.
Good
Thank you.
snaps for that, because it is. Everyone works very differently. And this is great, because this is perfect, because when I was working on Smart People at Arena, my scene partner, who I love to death, Jason, was amazing. He was highly technical. I'm very kind of guttural and visceral, and I'm just going to go for it. And he needed to map up the choreography and the beats, and he really was like very specific with that. And I just was sensitive to it. But we still had that sense of play. He still was like lovely and giving, and
Totally.
he just worked from that way. And so when we understood that that's how we each worked, we just we would feel it out a little bit.
Gotcha.
And I would respect that he needed to like work out the beats and that kind of stuff in the script before he could just jump and dive in. And he knew that I was just gonna throw some wonky stuff at him. And I need to play it out. And the director understood that as well. And I'm sure, Terrence, as a director, it can be difficult
Yeah.
to juggle different types of people. You have so much to handle. But
Deal
that
with a
is
lot.
how we did it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. It's clear
It's great.
communication, isn't it? It's respect of the work, too.
It's respect of the work, and we both were, really passionate about our characters. So it was amazing.
It sounds like it.
It was great. He was one of my favorite people to work with, for sure.
Oh, that's fabulous.
I love Jason.
We only
Miss
have
you.
a few. Oh, Jason. We only have a few more minutes left. And any other questions you guys might have about studio school and the acting
Yeah.
program? Lo
Yes.
is one of our premier teachers, as I said, in it.
I love teaching.
Working.
I do.
Working actress, voiceover artist. I want to take it to, you mentioned that in the summer, like we have our teen workshop programs in the summer.
Yeah.
The teen camps, yeah.
Our teen camps, totes off.
Yes.
Lois taught social media and branding to both adults and teens alike, and is incredible at this class. I truly, it's mystifying to me still. The internet wasn't around when I was coming up, so that was my old person voice.
Yeah.
I love it. We
got
got that.
So I was playing a character. What types of so I want to ask you something about that. Really quick
Yeah.
question. What types of opportunities does studio school offer to the actors?
Ooh, really good ones. Oh. I think that's
I got
great.
excited.
Many opportunities. Not only are there auditions that they have in the fall and the spring, any year level can audition for any of the plays or the musicals, so you have that. And along with your other class projects, the students here are such entrepreneurs and like innovators. They are always going after. One of my students who was a freshman, he did his own crowdfunding, got everything together to make his own like short film for horror film. It was awesome. So, and you can work with not only that, like within the constructs of what studio school is doing, but you can also, we try to give you the ability to keep going after whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like make your own content. We are 100% behind.
I think it's also another really cool thing for the person who asked this question is our students can audition for and get work while they're here.
Yes.
Encourage that.
We encourage it. Some other schools don't allow that. Like we just have Sydney Sweeney is going to be on Handmaid's Tale Season 2. So if you're Handmaid's Tale Season 2 fan,
One of our students.
is going to be on the show. So yeah, that's pretty neat.
We're big encouragers of yes, there's beauty to being incubated here while you train, and of course we've all studied the arts. We get that. At the same time, we align the idea of incubation with your classmates.
Mm-hmm.
We align that with real world.
Mm-hmm.
We're firm believers that showing up in New York and LA with a suitcase and a smile is a beautiful thing if you've got all that talent. But if you don't know that you are a business, like, come on. So we're all here to have that dialogue with you as we're out auditioning, as we're out booking. Lorene will go from set on a Tuesday to classroom on a Wednesday and say, guess what I just learned yesterday? So in terms of opportunities, we have student-driven plays, musicals, comedy nights, reviews, workshops happening all around the campus all 4 years, sketch shows.
Yeah.
We also say, start auditioning.
Yes.
If you have questions, come to your program chair. Krista Flanagan, a well-known actress in the business.
Amazing.
Come to Mad TV just for 6 years. She's an incredible program chair. We learn from her all the time as actors. We really did. We literally learn from her. Wink. To Krista. And because we're small, we're so conservatorial. We're not going to be. We have around 200 kids, I think, right now, and you're constantly creating stuff with the other majors. So if an actor goes to a dancer and they say, hey, do you want to go in the studio tonight and film some stuff?
Let's do it.
Let's do it and create our own channel. So we have a lot of progressive sort of forward-thinking projects for the students. And I saw another question there that said, if I'm not a major,
Can I act?
can I act?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Yes.
No, everybody, we want people, that's how they, just a little secret, you're probably going to end up being a little major. People switch and swap and flop and all of that. So,
Wow.
you
Secret
can
top.
totally take electives to do
You
for
can
the acting,
cross-pollinate.
yeah.
So we're small enough that you can.
Yeah.
If you say, hey, I am an entrepreneurship major, yet I've always been too nervous to act, and I'm here at this school with incredible facilities and a program that's competitive. May I do it? All you do is communicate with our chair, and we figure out where you might fit. You can also audition for the student productions. If
You're always, every level is open to audition, and every major is open to audition.
That's
So,
right. We believe firmly in cross-pollination. You can't get good alone.
No.
Something I had to learn totally in the hard way, you guys. I had to finally say that other people matter. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, other people matter.
Many
Nikki.
years of therapy for me to figure that out. So you're only as good as your ability to collaborate.
Yeah.
And that's I would say we have classes called Collaboration Lab.
Yeah.
We emphasize that here very strongly.
And it's great. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful to see. I love it. Actually, that's great because I did finals today, and I learned I did a workshop in DC at the Woolly Mammoth Theater. I'd never done essence
Woolly
pieces
Mammoth.
before. Isn't Woolly Mammoth
it's great.
And I was like, oh my gosh, my students have to do this. So that's what their final was today. I
Cool.
brought in props and they had to basically, do the essence of their LA story up to this point. And it's all about collaboration. I put them in different groups, and they picked out different pieces and they put it together, and it was so much fun. And I feel like I could hear them having a good time putting it together. So
And that's student driven, which
student driven.
Which
it's a final. You're getting
Yeah.
graded for it.
don't get us wrong.
But it was awesome.
Yeah, still student driven.
Still student driven, yeah.
I think we have time for one.
Yeah, if
One
anybody has
more.
any question, I'm going to ask Lo a question. If anybody has any questions while we still have her about the business, anything about the school, please ask before we go. Really quick, so she teaches branding and social media. What you talked about, how the world now as an actor is content driven, and I think some actors take to it and some don't. It's tough, perhaps. And so will you just sort of give us we know you have your own show, which is pretty incredible and it's very well done. Will you tell us about it and sort of how you are sort of the CEO of that and what that's meant to you?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love doing my show. Looks, lunch, love with Lorene. That's my my brother kind of sang that theme song low-key, and so I love it. But it is a show that I created. My girlfriend, Sarah Halford, love her so much. She was like, I could just watch you talk. And I was like, yeah. And then she kept on saying it within 3 times within 6 months. And I said, okay, maybe she's on to something.
Yeah.
So I just kind of put together something loose. I said, what do I like? I love eating. And I love supporting local businesses in LA. I love female entrepreneurs who are doing their own type of thing. And I'm very faith driven. All right, cool. This is what we're going to do. And so we put the pilot together. And I worked with other people that I had done specs and other commercials with before.
Awesome.
And so it's a small crew. And I was like, let me revamp my living room so I can do stuff. And that's how I got started, honestly. And it's I had a little script for it, but it was very fluid. I kind of, I would improv and I'd be tasting. And you get better as you go along. I was like, ooh, this needs music behind it this season. These segments should be broken up. It shouldn't be one long thing. You kind of learn as you go, but it's really, I also love to eat. It's really fun. Yeah. I'm like, nom, 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 nom. I was like, I love food. And I like promoting other people and their small businesses and what they're passionate about. And I'm huge into God. And I'm working on my faith book that will be released next year.
Ooh,
so yeah.
Come on, exclusive. Yes.
Come on, exclusive. I won't give you the title because it is very catchy. But it will be out early next year.
That's
and
fabulous.
Again, it was birthed through this. So you just got to keep making your own content.
You got to keep making your own content. And I love that the attitude Lorene always has is so, as you've now met her, she's a fabulous human, and but it's energized. And that doesn't mean it's not hard. That's what I love about Lorene is she's so energized, but it doesn't mean her show isn't there's bad days where it's this is it's work, it's work. But she's always so positive about it, and I just love her.
I love it.
Really quick, so we're about to go. Why is the school so small? Because if it's so small, it's so great. Are you guys very particular about who gets in? So
yes.
I
used to be
in admissions.
I used to be an admissions counselor here before I started my acting faculty position, and we go to all the different festivals, and we are very picky about who we try to have in here that fits with us, and you fit with us as well. We like risk takers. We like people who are going to be bold and going after making choices, and we like that it's a small school because we can get you individualized attention. Everybody's got their own faculty advisor. You can talk one-on-one. These program chairs are not elusive. It's not like you can never talk to the dean of students or dean of academics. No. There's knock knock, Mark, where you at? I'm not supposed to end a sentence with a preposition. My mother would kill me. Don't
tell her we're on.
Don't tell her we're on. But yeah, it's very selective, and and your admissions counselor helps you out along the process. It's a very personal process, and so you want to make sure that if you have questions, if you're like, oh, I don't know if I should use this piece or that piece, hey, let them know, because they're working professionals too.
We're also, because we're located on a lot, we are confined in the sense of, as opposed to having a campus that's our own, right? Our huge campus with all the buildings and the acres and the football field. We're located at Los Angeles Center Studios in downtown LA, which is it's just sort of crazy incredible that these students get to wake up every day and in their classroom they look out the window and there is a professional production, literally, Scandal, and there's tons of Grey's Anatomy, Wolf of Wall Street shot here,
Scorpion.
Scorpions here a lot.
Totally, not like the Scorpions, but
the show.
We did have that indie that has a roach. It was a roach, and it was a horror film, and they had real live trained roaches.
God.
What?
Disgusting.
I couldn't.
People were.
But we love them and respect them.
We love them and respect them. But I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff that happens here.
So we're a tight community, and I would say, really, it's really sort of in conclusion, I think, for the young student who's ready. Versus, it's one thing to love acting and love show business and love the idea, but then it's another thing to practice it. And to commit. The students are all having finals this week, and we run into them, and they're it's a lot because
Yeah.
It's a lot.
because
I'm
we're
stressed.
setting a bar for you because gosh knows that the bar will be set for you whether you like it or not the second you graduate, and it would be irresponsible if we said there's no bar, you know what I mean, there's no standard, and we say
Yeah.
no, you have to be an artist that's coming to the table with big thoughts and big ideas. So it's a really great community.
I love
you guys,
it.
Thank
Yes.
you to
Thank you.
Lorene Chesley.
Yay! Thank you all for having me on. This is so much fun.
Oh my
Yes,
God, it's
very
our
excited.
pleasure.
If you have any questions, hit us up. This is at
What is it?
Studio
Sharon?
School L7.
Studio School L7.
I love how you
My
trail off.
personal is
Yes.
Miss
Find Lorene.
Chesley, MSCHESLEY. And you can find all of my Looks, Lunch, Love with Lorene info there, but anything that's happening with the school.
Yeah, watch Lorene's show. Terrence, you got to get in here with your
I'm-
reindeer.
Yeah, come on,
Fine.
reindeer.
This one anthem doesn't
It's a
want to.
holiday.
We have our ugly
Yeah.
Christmas sweaters,
We have ugly
although ugly is in the eye of the beholder, so I think we look great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Aw, that's
Thank
Yeah,
you guys
thanks,
so
guys.
much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Give us a call at Studio School if you have any questions. I'm Katie and Terrence and Lorene, and happy holidays!
Happy
Happy
holidays.
Bye,
Nom, 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 nom.